There's a lot of black lining sales, but they're not giving away points, and they've taken away what looks like. Strikers got it again. Up ahead, tip deep off the stick of Robertson. William Nylander on the forecheck. Mikkola trying to stride away for Florida. Gets it up ahead, and here's a 3-on-2 as Mikkola drive the center lane. The shot goes wide, and it'll be pushed back to the Panther line by Steves. Steves and Lorentz out there now, and coming over the boards, Dewar, so that fourth line back intact on this shift. There's Dewar with a check at center. Now dropped in on the backhand by Kachuk. Verhaeghe took Timmins to the boards. Connor Timmins to his defense partner Benoit. Up ahead off Steves. Bobrovsky out to play that. Around it goes. It was sealed off by Steves. Here's Lorentz up high. Steven Lorentz trying to get that shot through. Blocked by Verhaeghe. Now it's Tanev. Bouncing it back in. Tanev will hit after it. Kulikov there for the Panthers.
Nylander brothers getting a shift here with Fraser Minton.
Haven't been many tonight, have
No, there hasn't.
And here comes Florida to the attack. Samoskevich put it on net. Luostarinen looked for a loose puck in front. And now taking off, it's Minton. Here's Fraser Minton digging in. Up against Forsling. A centering pass does not reach Alex Nylander, but he's up with the puck now. He'll drop it into the far corner, looking for Minton. Riley's moved up now. Upended on the play was Alex Nylander. Gets up, tries to take it away from Forsling, and center ice will be shoveled in by Minton at the end of the shift. Long lead feed for Reinhart. He's checked by Benoit. Mitch Marner off the boards and in. Tavares on the forecheck with Grebenkin, but Florida able to move it ahead quickly. Drop down the ice, and there's Rodriguez on the forecheck. And a penalty coming up as Rodriguez taken down behind the net.
A question on this, will it be 2 or is there blood to 4? You know, Timmins getting pressured behind the net, fell awkwardly, and as he was falling, stick came up.
The stick getting held up, and as Timmins tried to pull it away, it goes high on Rodriguez.
You know I'll never back down, never would.
I've been waiting 8 years for this moment. It feels like magical. I'm still like pinching myself.
Bakers, now you are finally here.
It isn't how much you invest, it's who you're investing for. Make your life richer with personalized plans, tools, and goal setting from Scotia Smart Investor via Advice Plus. You're richer than you think.
Wow, I made it. So how did I get here? There are always 2 truths in life, the absolute and the relative. My mom, ma mère, was with me in every journey. At some point, life takes you off track. Just 2 days before I was to skate in Vancouver, my mom passed away. It felt so bittersweet to win a bronze medal. I felt lost. I think that moms should live forever. It was shortly thereafter when I changed course to skip an exit and see where it led me. I decided to go back to school with the goal of becoming a doctor. I do this for those who will skip an exit. I do this for my mom. There are no wrong turns, only unexpected destinations.
.com. Bobby McMahon played just over 10 minutes this evening, but it was a rough 10 minutes at times. Took an early hit from Aaron Ekblad. There was the shot that blew the skate blade off of his left foot, and the friendly fire from Chris Tanev and the point shot. The Leafs have said a lower body injury is keeping him out of the remainder of this game, so the Leafs injured list grows by 1, at least for tonight here, Chris.
Well, remember the last few years, the injuries mounting as much as they have in the last few weeks for the Leafs. Now short-handed. As the puck slipped down the ice, Connor Dewar onto it with Bennett back. Dewar trying to pivot away from Bennett. And Florida goes to their third power play of the night.
You mentioned how dangerous Florida is, but they give them away too.
And a giveaway there. Bobrovsky with a good stick. And they have surrendered 5 shorthanded goals. They have a 6 shorthanded marker themselves tonight. That puck into the seats about 5 rows up.
One little chance, it looks like it opens up for a split second. Dewar reaching for it. There's just a great read by Bobrovsky, knowing that Dewar's got to wait for it. He's getting help with Ekblad coming, and just really didn't give him a chance to get control of it and make any kind of play.
Panthers trying to halt a 4-game losing streak. 1 win in their last 5 at home. And the Leafs 4-game win streak on the line here with just under 12 and a half minutes to go. Barkov on the draw, wins it against Holmberg. Here's Bennett. Down low. Gets it back with Tkachuk parking in front. Looking for Reinhart. Barkov has a power play goal tonight. Ekblad fired that, and it changed direction and went wide. Here's Benoit. Tkachuk trying to dig it out off the boards. And the Leafs find it, and it's sent the length of the ice.
Good shift by Benoit there. He blocked the shot so it never even got to his goaltender, and then kept that play alive with good stick in the corner and able to clear it and get the change.
Barkov in, Bennett on this left flank. It ricocheted off the side of the cage. Back to the line, Ekblad across. Return feed. Midpoint for Ekblad. And now Bennett tried to force it through, and the Leafs bust that up and clear. Leafs change, and a lead feed sends Tkachuk back in. Tanev got back. There's Rodriguez unable to come up with it. Played to the line and does come out. And now 10 seconds remaining in the Timmins penalty. A must kill for the Leafs. At the 9-minute mark here of the third. And Florida did not register a shot on that power play. Samoskevich knocked down behind the net by Ekman Larson, and that puck ends up out of play.
Meet the Shark Power Detect, our most powerful cordless ever. With 70 minutes of runtime, it charges and empties itself. Learn more at sharkclean.ca.
There wasn't much happening on the power play, so a little sense of urgency for Bobrovsky. He catches Tkachuk. As the Leafs were making changes, so were the Florida Panthers. So Tkachuk kind of left himself on his own, but a good outlet pass by number 72 on that one.
So now Tavares comes out along with Marner and William Nylander. The Leafs load it up. That's off the skate to Marner and Dicing, Toronto.
You mentioned all the injury woes with Austin Matthews out. It's been this trio that really just led the way for the team. It's given them an opportunity to go on a good run. This team's been dialed in defensively, but offensively, this trio has been able to supply all the offensive needs.
Leafs have 7 on injury reserve right now. And again, McMahon out for the rest of the night. Domi Yarncroke, Nyes, Matthews, Dakota Murmas, David Camp, Max Pacioretty.
Well, how do you go and win games when you lose your top goal scorer? You need your veteran guys. I mean, there's been some great performances from newcomers in the lineup, but just look at the numbers. 35 points to this point. You know, this one's still in the balance, obviously down by 2, but this team offensively has been able to survive, and those three have been the ones thriving.
And they've done it with great defense and special teams. Not a lot of 5-on-5. 9 5-on-5 goals in this, the ninth game without Austin Matthews.
Yeah, that's been the one talk for Craig Berube, that they've got to get a little bit more position. Haven't quite generated enough, haven't had those long stretches of offensive zone time. 5-on-5.
As Timmins started to play good for the Maple Leafs. Tavares through, drops it off to William Nylander. Back to Tavares in front. And Timmins was there as well. They got crossed up. Looked like Tavares was trying to one-hand that toward the net. Off the stick of Stolarz, a hit for Alex Nylander. Kulikov stepped up on him. Gadjevich taken to the boards by Holmberg. Out of the scrum, E.J. Greer's going to work it loose. Forward battle continues. And it's Holmberg working at free. Persistent, but now it's taken away by Florida. Steered away by Stolarz. Here's Holmberg. One hand on it and inside the line, and that put the play offside. So down to 9:05 left in the third. There's Nylander setting up play for Tavares with one hand on the stick.
I've been waiting 8 years for this moment. It feels like magic. I'm still like pinching myself.
Bakers, now you are finally here.
When you own the ultimate tool, you also own the ultimate toy. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Can you stay little forever?
Before you know it, she'll be walking. Or skating, am I right?
Colby Armstrong? Did you know that with Desjardins on your team, you can feel protected at every stage of the game because peace of mind is priceless.
Oh, so Libby can focus on just training this one to get on the ice.
Hey, nice skates.
Oh, that reminds me. Here you go.
Look! Goodness.
Protect your loved ones with the right life insurance coverage from Desjardins.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. If you think that's good, check this out.
At Bet365, we're all about amazing experiences. Whether it's before the game, during the game, or after the game.
And that is how you take a ball to the face.
But don't just take my word for it.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
The most electrifying play of the game is brought to you by Polestar. Discover a new form of electric performance. That's what Rodriguez was saying as they've gone through this slide. As a team, the decision-making just not as instinctual as it usually is. They're trying to be perfect with each play that they make, but there was no real sense of panic around the group the last few days. And Sam Reinhart shorthanded in the second period. No thinking, just instinct. His 17th goal of the season. That leads the NHL, Chris.
Yeah, league lead, and also his 9th second period goal, which is tops in that department as well. Rocket Richard trophy race could be interesting this year.
Good one. There's a lot of horses in the race, it seems like.
Reinhart one ahead of Leon Draisaitl right now. Leafs lead horse expected to get back into the lineup on Saturday.
The Kaprizov too just got back in the lineup for Mini. He scored tonight. He's up to 14. Great stuff.
Mr. Bacon back out there with Robertson and Minton. As it's flipped away by the Panthers, just inside the Maple Leaf line, a bouncing puck, and back to claim that. Minton, or Ekman Larson, excuse me. Now McCabe. Marner's come over the boards. And he'll wind it up. Tavares checks back in. And Connor Dewar up there facing Toronto.
Kyle's talking about the way that Florida has played throughout this little stretch. This is a time now where, you know, all the experience that you had last year during those tight playoff games with everything on the tight games, really pushing everything forward. And to this point, they're trying to make sure they don't turn over at their blue line. And they haven't really given the Maple Leafs that much offensive zone time in this period.
Sounds like the last time we were in this building.
Just nothing happening, right? It's 2-1 lead in the second period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals and just able to bring that one home.
And Reinhart with the big goal in that one to put it away. By the way, the Oilers will make that visit in this building on February the 27th.
That feels too good. I think of being a part of 2006 going back to Carolina.
You still don't like going to Carolina.
Even on the broadcast booth, it sucks. And so I'm sure that's going to be a tough one for them.
Leafs next one against the Panthers won't be till March. And then 2 meetings in April, which might be decisive in the race for first. Alex Nylander does some good work along the boards. Holmberg trying to come up with it. Now William Nylander after it. Gets it to his brother. 92. Back to the line. Across for Timmins. We got a penalty with Nate Schmidt down in front of Bobrovsky.
Boy, had the chance too with a broken stick, and Mikkola lost his. Gadjevich gave him, so an opportunity for Toronto with only 4 guys with sticks, but it's a stick of William Nylander that comes up on Schmidt. And with just 6:40, let's have a look at this one. Is it going to be a 4? I think it is.
Toronto's got a double minor for a high stick.
He was expecting to get hit by Schmidt, and instead Schmidt's stick went down, his stick rode right up, and it wasn't just a high stick, it was a cross check. There's no question about that one.
So double minor with 6:40 to go. And Nylander in the box. Fourth power play of the night for the Panthers, who really got it kick-started tonight with the power play goal at 4:46 of the first. By Barkov. Samoskevich is out there. Reinhart. Barkov. Kachuk goes to the front of the net. Ekblad just sipped that through. Ekblad now part of this power play. Didn't see him on the power play. On tour. Or Edwin Larson quarterbacking.
Look at him. He had 4 goals last year, but he's goalless in his last 35. And you get a lot of power play time like that with the options that he has. He's just trying to bump that slump.
There's Kachuk playing it back and now dumped behind the net by Verhaeghe. Around to Barkov. Gets it back. Kachuk goes to the front. It'll be Ekblad. Getting it back. A shot. That hit Kachuk in the back of the leg, and he's on the limp.
Yeah, that did. That you could see the reaction. He's having a hard time there, but good traffic in front. You pay the price when you're in that spot. Tried to get his stick on it. Couldn't avoid getting hit on our own shot.
Kachuk on 5 goals so far this year. He had 5 through the end of November last year. Scores! Carter Verhaeghe goes short side high, and it's 4-1 Florida.
Panthers had to wait a little while as Kachuk took a while to get out of the offensive zone. Here's the play in tight as he often is, and he turned around, got it on the instep of that right foot there as he tried to turn and get a piece of it with his stick. Missed it with his stick, got it with his toe cap, and by the time he comes off, now you got just a simple dump in, little chip from the side, and this is one. Haven't seen Stolarz beat like that much this year. maybe from practice time for Verhaeghe, having done it all last year. You can see the surprise by Stolars, but that's a heck of a shot by Verhaeghe, short side, under the bar, over the shoulder.
Well, he's had a bit of a nightmare start to the season. But Carter Verhaeghe with his 6 now on the campaign, and it's a 4-1 Panther lead, and they stay on the power play in the back half of the William Nylander double minor. 2 power play goals, a short-handed marker, and 1 at even strength for Florida tonight. In the final 5 minutes here at Amerant Bank Arena, Sam Bennett over the line with Verhaeghe once again, same spot. This time Tanev gets a stick on it.
You know, you go around the league and you always have goaltenders that you've played with, and you get a real sense after the backup goaltenders spend so much time with the top shooters in practice, and you get a real sense of how you got to deal with them, where you can shoot from them. And I can't help but think that for Verhaeghe in practice, he's done that so many times and seemed to surprise Stolars a bit. But that's the role of your backup, and especially through a long Stanley Cup playoff run, there's so many days of practice where you're going toe-to-toe against him. You don't want to do that against Bobrovsky when he's going to be playing the big games.
It's the 3rd time that Stolars has been touched for 4 goals in the game as a member of the Leafs. Back to Ekblad. Challenged there by Holmberg, who forces it out at center ice. Holmberg wins the battle, trying to hand it off there to Steven Laurent. 45 seconds of power play time remaining. Markov back in. We're working back to Ekblad. Markov from behind the net, centers that. Gets it back from Reinhart. Ekblad gives it to Markov in front. And that ricocheted off Reinhart over the net. Here's Ekblad again. Holmberg and 2 are the penalty killers, and Stolars will hold on to that.
You said about Verhaeghe having a little bit of a slow start. And one of the few guys, look at these numbers and the names on it. Austin Matthews out, obviously, shooting percentage with now over 5. Oh, no, Brad Marchand scored a pair tonight as well, so his gonna go down.
Impression to the media.
Exactly, and then Verhaeghe able to get it down.
Leafs have had a .943 save percentage in the last 8 games, but tonight the save percentage is .791 for Anthony Stolars against his former team. Just gonna check the clock here.
Well, you look at the early season for both these teams, and it's kind of been a flip. You know, the Leafs, surprisingly, they've had the goaltending, they've had the save percentage. Their goals against is way down in comparative to last year, and the defending Stanley Cup champs have been the opposite. Their defending has really been the problem here early on, but as it often happens, a one-off, you get a different story, and that's what we've had in this one.
Clock says 16 seconds left in Nylander's penalty. Not sure what the issue is here.
Well, here's early going. I mean, that's where it's really hard to handicap. You look at the last year and the end result. What do the Leafs need to do? Well, they need to get better. Can they defend when they need to? And look at to this point, 2nd in the National Hockey. It's been a big step for Craig Berube and his club, and no secret why the Panthers so good last year through the regular season and obviously through the Stanley Cup winning. Their defense was great, but it has stumbled.
It's the first game in 10 that the Leafs have surrendered more than 3 goals.
It's a 3-goal lead, isn't it? A league, isn't it? You know, if you can keep it into that under, and if you can make sure you're getting 3 a night, you're going to be a playoff team, and you're going to have lots of success. Boy, a 4-1 game. Let's just get the clock going here.
another issue.
We don't need to reset the clock. The clock was correct.
After all that, okay.
Jake the Cave save, really?
Really? Come on, man.
Well, face-off won by Rodriguez. Towards the net, knocked down in front of the sprawling play there by Tavares to clear. Lead feet for Hagee on the move again. Moving with his legs, huh?
Yeah, often does that.
Here's Nylander out of the box, and a shot absorbed by Bobrovsky. So 3:13 to go here in the third, and a 3-goal Florida lead after a power play marker from Carter Verhaeghe.
I've been waiting 8 years for this moment. It feels like magical. I'm still like pinching myself.
Bakers, now you are finally here.
To pick it up, stay on the outside. Oh, what a hit. Scrambling to get it back. Oh, what a beauty!
Can you stay little forever?
Oh, before you know it, she'll be walking.
Or skating, am I right?
Colby Armstrong?
Did you know that with Desjardins on your team, you can feel protected at every stage of the game because peace of mind is priceless?
Oh, so Libby can focus on just training this one to get on the ice.
Hey, nice skates.
Oh, that reminds me. Here you go.
Look! Look at these!
Protect your loved ones with the right life insurance coverage from Desjardins.
Amazing milestones, amazing teammates. What a ride. How did I get here? I was a teenager when I made a decision that would change my fate. I imagined being the first person to play both pro hockey and pro baseball. Thankfully, I went the hockey route. Skip an exit, take a chance, see where it takes you. If this is where life led me, I wouldn't change a thing. There are no wrong turns, only unexpected destinations.
Well, not the end of the night that three members of the Maple Leafs would have hoped for, but a night they will not forget anyway. They were all saluted. Stolarz, Ekman Larsson, and Lorentz during first intermission breaks tonight. Standing ovations for all three members of last year's Stanley Cup winning team, and now Stolarz on the bench for an extra attacker with 3:13 to go. Panthers have given up 10 empty net goals this year. Looking to get one of those on the offensive side as it skitters down the ice, and an icing call will bring another faceoff back into the Florida zone.
You know, maybe more so for the three former Panthers on the Leafs is waiting that long to get your ring.
Yeah.
I mean, you watched the ceremony that the Panther players had, and that's got to be eating at you for. We're almost in December now, and you're just finally getting it. That had the anticipation for that had to be crazy.
Nylander across, 6-on-5, a shot. Just missed the backdoor play. With Tavares packed in the post. Barkov up with it, trying to swing away, and Ekman Larsson holds him off. Steven Lorentz did make the point today that he thought it was a classy gesture that even though the morning skate was over for Florida, every Panther stayed to congratulate their old teammates. Even though for some that's not part of the routine.
Yeah, but nothing routine about having a teammate and going through what to do to win together. And I think it's no surprise at all in the policy of the Florida players.
Ekman Larsson to Tavares. Working his way through. Tavares with Forsling. Fires that around for William Nylander. Across for Ekman Larsson, shooting a rebound. And Tavares a whack at that. Back to Ekman Larsson again. Get out! Riley sending it high. On it is Verhaeghe. Trying to feed it ahead. Bouncing puck to the line, kept in. Nylander held the zone. Now Tavares chopping it off the ski to Riley. And the Panthers off the boards and out. There's a chance with the open net, but Hagee passes off. Bennett scores. And it's 5-1 Florida.
So you want to talk about a line that plays together and plays for each other. Watch the hesitation of both. Tkachuk, okay, maybe you could get an empty net. Nope, I'm going to hold on. Verhaeghe, nope, I'm going to hold on. Make sure all three guys touch it. Make sure all three guys are part of a goal that really doesn't mean much, but at the end of the day, that says a lot about just the chemistry of a line and what it means in those kind of situations.
Mentioned off the top how what a tough stretch it had been for those three players over the last 4 games. But the 10th of the season now for Bennett. Again, his best offensive start through the first quarter of any regular season. Dewar will chop it in. There's a sharp angle tried by Steves that doesn't get to the net. And down to the final minute.
Does that mean the panel starts another Four Nations talk? You know, it seems to be every single period. A guy like Bennett and what he can bring.
Looking forward to it, yeah. Finding out who does make the cut. I know at the start of this season, Carter Verhaeghe was a guy that was on that watch list as well. Holmberg hits the line. Now Bacon trying to follow up. He's checked on the play, and Goldquist unable to get it out. Here's Grbacon going to the net. Knocked off his stick. Again, Grbacon, we thought, had his first NHL point. Still battling. Trying to center it in front for Robertson. As the clock ticks away. 4-game winning streak for the Leafs is over. And so is the 4-game losing streak for Florida. Now within 1 of the Maple Leafs in the race for first in the Atlantic.
Yeah, Leafs knew this was going to be a tough task with a team that was a little bit wounded and got a little earful from their coach. A couple of days to regroup until Saturday in Tampa, and for the Florida Panthers and Paul Maurice, he took a little bit of the heat. His team responded with a good effort.
So 5-1 the final score here as the Panthers prevail. Time now to get the finish in Columbus between the Canadiens and the Blue Jackets.
Yet they're 0-3, so hopefully a goal will settle those two down.
And we welcome the viewers of the Leafs-Panthers game here to Columbus tonight. And on this eve of Thanksgiving, just like going for seconds, we've got a little extra for you here tonight with overtime. In a 3-3 game.
Well, you come into Columbus if you're Montreal and you're playing a team that you just beat on November 16th, and you beat them pretty good too. You know, a 5-1 win. And you come into here, you know you're at a disadvantage. You played last night. Columbus is on a bit of a roll here, and they're scoring a whack of goals. And you've limited to the 3, and they got a fluky one at that off the skate of Gouli. Now you got a 5-minute overtime to try to find a way to get that extra point. I think it would go a long way for the Montreal Canadiens for their confidence and how they've been feeling lately to try to get this extra point.
Monahan and Dvorak for the draw. Dvorak won it. Lane Hudson will take it in. Hudson around the net, holds on to it, and he'll skate it back to the point. Lane Hudson stops, checks up, has a look around, sees Caulfield out at center, so he'll back out. Now gives it to Caulfield, who drives in the Blue Jacket zone. Caulfield with a shot, blocked by Zach Werenski, scooped up by Elvis Merzlikins.
Well, timing, so you hit speed, right? You catch people flat-footed, and that's what Caulfield was trying to do with Werenski, but such a great skater. Good stick position. You can see Werenski's stick. It's always out on the puck, out on the puck, out on the puck. The best defenseman that play our game over many, many years, it's stick on puck, stick on puck. So good with their sticks, and Werenski does a good job there on Caulfield.
Suzuki played it over on the boards, but Johnson was there. And Suzuki sticks on Ken Johnson, but he'll skate it out at center. Down the wing, lost his footing. Lane Hudson back the other way with Cole Caulfield. Hudson checks up, drops it. Suzuki shoots, knocked down, rebound, scores. Nick Suzuki bats it in, and he wins it in overtime.
And the piano falls off the back of the Montreal Canadiens. They got scored on first. Didn't matter. They won this game. What a great road effort. What a gutsy character effort by the Canadiens. Traveling in last night, crossing Canada into the U.S. I'm sure not getting to bed till the wee hours of the morning and not using it as an excuse. Came out, played a real solid road game. Right here, the fall down, and Hudson takes off, uses his speed. And because he was the puck carrier, Caulfield had to slow down at the blue line, so he couldn't really join him. But the person that Hudson knew he had was Suzuki. He was coming late, and because he was coming late, there was no one there to play him because the Columbus player had fallen down, Johnson at the other end. A glove saved by Merlikins. Suzuki stays with the rebound, and the captain of the Montreal Canadiens backs this into the net, and the Montreal Canadiens are victorious. And they win this one in overtime, 4-3. Real gutsy performance by the Canadiens.
Second career overtime goal for Nick Suzuki, as well as Montreal gets their first overtime win of the season, as they're 1-2 in overtime, but get the win on the road, and they've won 7 straight games against the Columbus Blue Jackets now. Boy, they like playing against them. Slavkovsky gets off the shank tonight. Caulfield with a goal, Heineman, Suzuki the overtime winner. Big night for Montreal before they head to New York to face the Rangers on Saturday. Sportsnet Central coming your way right now as we wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, this is Sportsnet Central. Ken Reed, Ivanka Osmak. This is our kind of night. 15 games on the go in the National Hockey League. Monitors full of games all around the studio, and it's our job to make sense of it all.
Oh, yeah, we're going to try our best. How about down in Florida? You've got the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've been playing really well, even without Austin Matthews. And then I know you and I both grew up with dads who, if we didn't do so well on a report card or whatever, disappointed them, they'd come down hard on us, give us a stern talking to.
Biggest difference is you never disappointed your father.
That's true. Paul Maurice, though, he laid down the rules with the Florida Panthers because they came into this one maybe struggling a little bit. But, oh, isn't this nice? Wow. I smell a video tribute in Sunrise tonight for these former Panther players. Yes, Stolars, Ekman Larson, and Steve Lawrence, all part of Florida's Stanley Cup winning team. They got their rings and all that bling. Out on the ice to start the game, the 3 former Cats. First period, Panthers with the man advantage, and Aaron Ekblad tees up. Alexander Barkov rips the one-timer past Stolars. Only 50 seconds later, more from the home side. Puck finds Naki. Samaskevich beats a screen Stolars, and that's 2 quick goals. 50 seconds apart, fastest 2 goals against the Leafs to begin a game this season. Midway through the first, Leafs looking to get back in. Nikita Grabenkin centers to Fraser Minton, but rings it off the post. Meanwhile, Bobby McCann, he had a tough game tonight. Some painful moments, yeah. The blade came off, got pushed around. Second period, Leafs on the rush, and there's McCann. Pulls up, heads to the bench, and ends up leaving the game with a lower body injury. So now Toronto down to 8 regulars. Later in the period, John Tavares, he gets knocked down, still gets a shot up while sitting on his keister. Sergei Bobrovsky, though, makes the stop. Florida, they do take a penalty on the play, and Leafs head to the man advantage. So the power play for the Leafs. Panthers, though, force the turnover, head the other way. Barkov drops back to Sam Reinhart. This guy is good.
We don't talk about him enough.
We don't. You remember how many goals he had last season? Well, he's already got 17, leading 4th shorty of the season. Same power play off the draw. The puck comes to Mitch Marner. The patience as he outweights a flattened Bobrovsky. Marner, 15 points in 9 games without Austin Matthews. Late in the third, still a 2-goal game. William Nylander looking to get to the front of the net, and
how's that only 4?
Yeah, right to the face of Nate Schmidt, who was all bloodied up. Nylander 4 minutes for high sticking. The power play for Florida off the dump in. Carter, Verhaeghe from the tough angle. Ooh, nicely done by Verhaeghe. And Toronto gives up more than 3 goals for the first time in 10 games. Their winning streak is over. Florida's losing streak is over as they take it 5-1. That talking to by their coach did the thing.
Canadians Blue Jackets. Montreal had 13 shots on goal last night in the loss to Utah. Fewest shots on goal in a game since December 2009 when Ivanka was only 38 years old. First period, Canadians down 1-0 off a turnover. Juraj Slafkovsky. This is just his second goal of the season. Wouldn't know with those hands. His first since October 14th. Snaps a 14-game goalless drought, 1-1. Second period, Adam Fantilli pass feeds Igor Chinakhov. Chinakhov the wheels, in behind the D. Splendid, beats Caden Primo, 2-1. Blue Jackets, Montreal on the power play. I love this pass by Slafkovsky. Perfectly banks it off the boards. Cole Caulfield, sweet hands. Remember, he changed his number to 13 after the passing of Johnny Gaudreau. Scores his 13th goal of the season in Columbus, 2-2. You hear a bell, Ivanka? Did you hear a bell? I hear a bell because I think it's go time. Brendan Gallagher, Zach Werenski, little stick scrap, and then watch Gallagher. You want to go? You want to go? You want to go? Enough of the sticks. Let's go. Let's do it. Werenski, Gallagher, chuck it. Werenski, by the way, with the Gordie Howe hat trick tonight. Third period, Emil Heineman to the net. Yes, that's why you drive to the net. Beats Albus Merzlikins 3-2 Canadians. Remember how I said Werenski had the Gordie Howe hat trick? Well, here it comes, the goal. Werenski throws it in front off the skate of Caden Gooley. You take it. You take it. See, Gooley's blade didn't explode like Bobby McMahon's. 3-3. We go to overtime. The uber-skilled Lane Hudson. The kid has hands. The kid just picks off this puck. Lane Hudson takes off. 1-on-2, waiting for the trailer. You can see Suzuki, Caulfield pulling back to Suzuki, who ends up banging in his own rebound. Nick Suzuki. That is it. That is all. Canadians win 4-3 in overtime. Those were our 2 feature games tonight. We're busy. Bunch of more games to go, but first.
But first, we're going to stop talking and send it to the pros. Let's hear from David Amber and the Hockey Central panel, guys.
All right, a great job on the highlights. And Ivanka, you can give Ken a little smack for that.
Can I say, when the camera came on to Ken and Ivanka after that highlight pack, I was surprised Ken was either A, not bloodied, or B, just sitting at the table. I thought he'd be a dead man.
You get him, Ivanka. You've been listening to the vocal stylings
watch it,
of
Kenny.
Yeah, Elliot Friedman, Justin Bourne, Luke Gazdick, and it's a big night here. 15 games in total, many games on the Sportsnet family of networks, including the Maple Leafs and Florida. Florida 5-1. They scored shorthanded, power play, empty net, and even strength. They showed why they're the defending champs. And meanwhile, the Leafs, it's more of the walking wounded, right? 7-1 without Austin Matthews coming into this one. This is the list of injured players, and Bobby McMahon can be added to that list as he left with an undisclosed injury during the second intermission tonight. So is this just a case, gentlemen, of the Leafs' injury woes finally taking their toll on this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, they looked shorthanded tonight, right? Once they got down in the game, which happened way too early, it just felt like they didn't have the juice to get back in it. You know, they've got the fewest 5-on-5 goals since Matthews has been out. And all I can, feel looking at that list right now is if it's not about his health, and it's just about conditioning and when he's comfortable. Good news, Austin, you're healthy, you're comfortable, you're in on Saturday. You need some bodies at this point.
I don't know if I would rush him back on a Saturday in November.
But your next guy up, they got no one else.
I understand, but I think for now they're going to have to make the best of what they have. But you're right. Tonight was the first night that you see them looked overmatched, is a good word for it, I'd say.
You know what? The Florida Panthers, they came in, they'd lost 4 in a row. But if you've watched them this year, they had 2 games against Boston. They dominated them. This is one of those games was circled on the calendar for them. And they were in control all the way. They were never seriously threatened. And what this is a reminder of is that they're going to have ups and downs like every team does. But when the playoffs start, they're going to be ready. And the road through the Atlantic still goes through Florida. There is nothing I've seen from them tonight or even early in the season that says to me that will not be the case when it matters.
They get goals from Reinhart. They get goals from Verhaeghe. Barkov's making plays. Like, their best guys are their best guys. Bennett shoots on the empty net. Like, I'm with you on that. They still look like the cream of the crop there.
Yeah, they looked very good. So they end their 4-game losing streak. They also end the Leafs' 4-game winning streak. Speaking of winning streaks, Columbus Blue Jackets, a little mini 3-game winning streak against the Montreal Canadiens. And what can you say? Let's give some love to the Montreal Canadiens. They played last night. It was a bit of a stinker. They come in on the back end after traveling of a back-and-back. They overcome 2 one-goal deficits, and youth was served finally tonight.
Yeah, they needed this one. It's big for morale. Back-to-backs are tough. I'm not going to lie. With travel, get in late. You got to love the effort that they had early. Great on the penalty kill. But what I love was multiple top players getting off the schneid, and Slavkovsky is one of them. Second on the year, first in 14 games. Being a little more assertive. Love to see it. Short side. Next up, Cole Caulfield on the power play. Great look from Slavkovsky and great instinct by Caulfield to gain some space. That's his 3rd in 12 games. And how about the captain to end things off? Takes it. Oh, Hudson takes it down the wall. Zook picks him up top. And this is Zook's 1st in 4 games. So not only did they get on the board as a team, they got multiple of their top guys on the board as well. It's a big win for the Habs.
Big win for Marty.
Big win for my buddy Marty.
But it is. You talked about this team getting some good vibes going. Like, you need those guys to feel good about their performance, and you feel like you can, make them not the 4th line maybe next game.
100%.
Yeah, and Ivanka, Ken, that's the perfect matchup for the Montreal Canadiens, who've now beaten Columbus the last 7 times that they've met. Of course, it's U.S. Thanksgiving on Thursday, a dark night as far as the NHL schedule is concerned. But Saturday night, don't worry, Hockey Night in Canada will feature both the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Boys, just so you know, I'm okay, but Ivanka was kind of staring at me. She's giving me the evil eyes after those highlights.
Try not to look at you as much as possible or listen to you.
It's an average night. Nick Suzuki, the game winner for the Habs in overtime. Here he is with Sean Reynolds.
Nick, 2 overtime games in a little over 24 hours here. Describe this team's resilience on this night.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard doing that, especially in back-to-back nights. But, I thought we got our energy right away, and, we played a solid game overall, and it was nice to get the 2 points. We could have had the same thing yesterday, so we're feeling pretty good.
Back-to-back games are hard, and yet someone on your team said you guys felt lucky to have the chance to get retribution here tonight. Explain that to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the better things about the NHL is you're pretty much right back at it all the time, and you can put, games in the past real quick and move on, and I thought we did a good job of that today.
What do you feel your team showed on this night?
Yeah, just, I think more maturity, especially on a back-to-back like this, and, just kind of keeping it simple, staying in it, and, we went in overtime, so that's a big 2 points for us.
7 straight wins against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Why do you play that team so well?
I don't know. I mean, personally, I like playing here. We've had some good success here, and, it's some teams you play better than others, but, I don't know if it's anything special.
Appreciate your time. Great game.
All right, thanks.
Good full effort win for the Habs tonight. 2 power play goals and a shorty for the Panthers, who downed the Leafs 5-1.
As the boys said, Florida, very good
Yes.
hockey team. Here's Mitch Marner.
We just got to do a better job with our breakouts, going up ice with the puck control, and got to do a way better job on our forecheck.
What do you think you guys need to do to get more 5-on-5 scoring?
I mean, we're missing half our team up front, man. It's tough. We got a lot of guys coming in trying to jump up in some roles. They've done a great job. I think we've done a great job keeping pucks out of our net 5-on-5. But tonight, like I said, we got to be up the ice more. We got to be up in the forecheck more. We got to get around the net more. Tips more pucks for our D. Thought they did a good job getting pucks through. We just weren't there enough.
You guys have done a great job through all these injuries. I think it's too much to ask for to go night after night like that.
I don't think so. No, I mean, these young guys have been great. They've been working their ass off, bringing a lot of energy, doing a lot of great things. So, so obviously it's a tough league. So, get our bearings here, enjoy the reset, be ready for another challenge in Tampa.
That said, what goes through your mind when not
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Obviously another guy that's done a lot for this team recently, 5-on-5 too, with his speed and play up the ice. So never good to see another guy go down.
You mentioned the young guys. What stood out about Grabenkin tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he plays a lot of energy